Hi SheerLuxe Middle East, I'm Sarah Sequeira, a professional makeup artist and content creator based in Dubai, and today we're going to talk about all the little tips and tricks to get the perfect under eye. When it comes to the under eye area, I truly believe less is more. You do not need to layer loads and loads of product to get the results that you want. Step 1 is hydrate. You can never ever get your under eyes to not look dry if you're not hydrating enough. My favorite primer for the under eye area is the Vitamin Enriched Base by Bobbi Brown. I love how thick this is. I love how hydrating this is. It just instantly adds this glow and dewiness under my eyes too. And concealer just glides on beautifully over this. I like to tap it into place just to make sure I go in the lines as well. Another little trick to ensure that your under eyes are looking smooth and flawless is to go in with a blurring primer. I really love the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. I really like this stuff because it's silicone free and it's not mattifying. You want to make sure you're not using a mattifying smoothing primer, but just a blurring smoothing primer. We're not trying to get rid of hydration. We want to keep that hydration in place as much as possible. For me personally, the only correctors I reach out for are the Huda Beauty Full Filter Correctors. I have this in my kit, professional and personal, and I cannot live without these. We're just going to place a little bit there and a little bit there. I like to place my correctors in the darkest spot of my discoloration. I do not like to slide it all over the under eye area. I like to use a little stippling brush. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Hollywood Complexion Brush, and I find that this end just fits in the under eye area perfectly. And I'm really able to push the product exactly where I want it. So now that my under eyes are corrected, I'm now going to go ahead and conceal. Now people get very confused with concealing and brightening. They're two very different things. When I'm trying to conceal the under eye area, I always stick to a shade that matches my tone or is half a shade darker than my tone because I'm trying to get rid of that darkness. If you're going to go ahead and brighten right off the bat, you're going to see that your under eye area is going to look gray after a few hours. So you definitely do not want to skip the concealing step. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer again because I am obsessed with her under eye products. And I'm going to apply a tiny bit there and a tiny bit there. Now, a great way to get a lot more coverage with a lot less product when it comes to concealers is to apply a concealer and let it set for about 15 to 30 seconds. The concealer thickens, you automatically get a lot more coverage and you're saving product, and you're also preventing creasing under the eyes because you're not layering loads of product. Now that we've let that sit for a while, I'm going to go back in with the same brush. And I'm going to stipple this concealer into place. And I'm going to thin it out as I'm blending it downwards just to get it to blend with my foundation. You do not want to see that little line where your concealer begins and ends. And then right here, I like to do it to just clean up any eyeshadow, any fallout, and also create a bit of sharpness right in the outer corners of my eyelid. And again, we're blending it down to the foundation. Now, when it comes to brightening, I prefer to brighten after I'm done with my cheek products. So I'm going to apply my cheek products and come back. So now that I'm done with my cream bronzer and my cream blush, this is when I go ahead and brighten. I really love using the Huda Beauty Full Filter Corrector in the shade Cherry Blossom. I like the pinky undertone because I'm able to blend this with my blush and get everything to look seamless and cohesive. So I kind of apply this here, mainly down the center. So I'm going to start by blending this corrector into my blush first and then lightly thin it out as I go closer to my lash line. And as you can see, my under eyes look a lot brighter, but at the same time, it's not this stark contrast between the under eye and the cheek. Everything is sort of melting together, and that's what I love. We're now going to go ahead and set the under eye. If you're someone that has severe lines in the under eye area, this trick is going to be really useful for you. You want a dry makeup sponge to do this and your setting powder. Now for me, I like to mix a beige setting powder with a pink setting powder just to get it to match the tones that I've applied in the under eye area. Start by taking your dry makeup sponge and just tugging on that eyelid and pulling it down. When you do this, you're getting rid of any lines and you have a flat surface. You want to go back in with your brush and just blend out any creasing that you may have in the under eye area. Now that that area is flat and all the creases have been blended, you're then going to go in with your powder puff and your setting powder and go ahead and push that in the under eye area and set that concealer into place. This is going to reduce creasing. This is going to reduce the appearance of lines in the under eye area too, because you're setting a flat surface. You're not applying powder to a creased surface. And those are all of my tips and tricks to ensure you have the most smoothest and flawless looking under eyes. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon.